I'm moving on. Got the open road ahead of me, chasing highway lines to get to my dreams. Moving on, moving on. I don't know where I'm going, but I ain't there yet. Let this heart of mine be the GPS. Moving on.
Welcome to the 1 Million Mile Road Trip. Tonight, I'm doing just some video recording on this site on StreamYard, so I can put it with some, hopefully in post. Hope everything's not going out live right now. Tonight, I apologize. I've been sick with some type of sinus infection that's going around. Just got back from the doctor a couple of days ago, so I'm not 100%. Meddena is playing cards at down at the in Gus Shores at the RV park that we're in. It's a place down there. The ladies get together. Anyway, I think this is so important. This is why I'm on tonight. And I'm trying out this new StreamYard, a way to record and put it hopefully into my post and edit it with my other things. But I know you've seen it's all over Facebook. It's not Facebook, it's probably on Facebook too, but surely on YouTube, that the State Park Service back a while back, there had been about 2 years ago, actually, there had been a thing where they tried to enforce permits on YouTubers taking just YouTube videos inside the park. It was not named out, but there was a YouTuber that actually got fined $1,000 for a couple of their videos they did inside the park, and all they did was stuff that I've done in the past and other people have done in the past. So they ended up going to court over this, and they were said that they would just drop the fines, but they really need to get a permit. Well, they ended up taking it to court, and the court case is Price versus Garland, I think it is. Anyway, I've got it here, and I'll show you. And the Supreme Court, or not Supreme Court, but a court of criminal appeals in this particular federal court criminal appeals ruled at the time that that was a violation of freedom of speech when they told them they couldn't record inside the park. Well, it turns out that the United States government appealed that, the Park Service appealed that order, and 2-1 vote by federal judges said now that the state parks could require YouTubers to have a permit. And if it was just going up and paying $20 for the permit, or $50, $100, you might say, well, it might be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it to me because I don't make anything on my videos now. They're not monetized, and it doesn't matter if my videos are monetized or not because YouTube's making money on it. So, but I hope I'm not being all jumbled up. I feel like this medicine's kind of got my head befoodled, but I'm going to show you some things. Maybe that'll help you explain it more. It's a Price versus Barr reverse national park permit scheme for commercial filming is held constitutional by appeals court. And basically you say, well, that, commercial filming, and I for big major commercial films, I could see that you would need permits if you're going to have crews there. You can have actors, you can have filming equipment, you're going to have sets. Sure, I believe that they ought to have some type of permits and security and the whole 9 yards. Anyway, this is the top of the National Park website that talks about filming, photography, and video permits that are going to be required. And this is what they have on their web sheet, and it tells here the different type of permits and what all it describes what is commercial filming. Commercial filming by means of film, electronic, magnetic, digital, or other recordings, moving images by a person, business, or other entities for a market audience with the intent of generating income. And if you think about your YouTube videos, that would what you would hope to do. Um, Example include, but not limited to feature film, videography, documentaries, commercial filming. May include the advertisement of a product or service or the use of actors, models, sets, or props. Now you think that doesn't really scare me. You'll say, well, that really doesn't apply to me because I don't use sets or props. You know that wouldn't have any direction for me. But here's what the next one that got I think got everybody um, here, and I'm gonna use the highlighted version. Uh, and it says here, federal law requires a permit for all commercial filming, no matter the size of the crew. There could be one, or the type of equipment, which could be your small. Said this includes individuals or a small group that, and do your kids include? Are your kids considered part of the group? Or your wife part that use uh, or how or that doesn't use much equipment, but generate revenues by posting footage or on a website such as YouTube or TikTok. The primary, and then it, but here's the kicker too. It says, but the primarily focus of the National Park Service, the NPS, however, is on commercial filming that has the potential to impact the park resources, visitors beyond what occurs from normal visitor use to park areas. And it goes on to say examples of this type of filming are productions that use substantial equipment such as sets, lighting, productions with crews exceeding 5 people, and films that are closed enclosed area, wilderness areas. You know, and it goes on. But here's my problem with all this, and everybody says, well, they're telling you here they're not going to enforce it, and they probably are. But here is the problem: if it's a part of the law, if it's a part of the law, they can enforce it. If you should film something that they don't agree with, or maybe you're not as you know, embellish it the way they want it to be embellished, then they could come back and fine you uh, thousands of dollars and even go to up to 6 months in jail. And that's part of it. It says up fines and jail time, federal prison for 6 months, or even being charged and having to get a lawyer. It costs you thousands of dollars. And even though they're saying on there, oh, we're probably our this law is really developed not to really put the small guy in jail that uses TikTok or YouTube, but it's the matter of fact is that they made it where they could if they wanted to, and that's not good enough for me. So I'm going to show you a few things, and if you hold on to the end of this video, uh, I'm going to tell you what means I believe we all got to do, whether you're a YouTuber, TikToker, a Facebooker, or anybody that posts anything, or if you watch a film on YouTube, what you need to do if you enjoy this stuff. And I'm going to tell you all about what I've done already and what you can do if you just hang around to the end of the video. I know I'm kind of all over. I can tend to be all over the place, but it's what I'm trying to get at. Now, this goes here. It shows, we'll talk about this. These are tell you how basically commercial sound permits, what you got to do on this permit, the application. And it says complete and sign application form, non-refundable processing fee. And that can be up to $150 for a uh, non you know non-refundable. Location fees may apply. Certificate of insurance. Now, this is the big thing that a lot of people are saying. Some I've heard people say, "Well, I'm going to be there for a week or 2 weeks, so I will just pay the $150, and if I get approved, I'll just that'll be worth it. But you've got to get $1 million worth of insurance payable to the National Park Service in case you do anything wrong, somebody gets hurt, trip, fall, whatever. Then, but that $1 million insurance policy may be $1,000. What the insurance people look at is what you're going to be doing, how long you're going to be doing it, and the risk that they've got to take. So I'm telling you, it's not going to be a couple $100 or under $100. They're $1 million for the insurance for that length of time. I would say probably going to be six, seven, $800 maybe. That's too much money for me. I can't do that. And this goes on a little further, and then I'm gonna actually show you the actual thing you have to fill out. But here's tells different things you got to do. Is student photography if you want to do that. That's a $25 fee. Uh, uh, Film and photography can be up to a $75 fee. Film and photography could be a $150 fee. This tells a different thing. I'm not going to go over all of it. Most of these are how many people you have in, and requires 4 hours to complete these. And this filming, of course, commercial films is up to $1,000. And then, if you're doing 1 to 2 people, it says a camera and tripod is $0. But you still have to buy the insurance. You still have to put the initial fee in there. So you may not have to pay that one fee, but you are gonna have to pay the initial fee in there. And these basically, and the thing about still photography, here's the thing: you can still do pretty much still photography. It's pretty much not affected unless you use a model or something else, like you put a car out there in the middle of the Yellowstone some way or another, and you use a model or a car. Yes, you do. You have to pay all this stuff. But if all you're going to do is take pictures out there, you can either sell the pictures, not going to be a problem. One thing though they did too, and we'll go back to the video. Say you're out there and you do apply for all these permits. They also say that it's a high probability because they don't know exactly. You don't know if I say, okay, I applied, put $150 in there, and say I got the $1 million insurance and did everything. They say they approved it, but you couldn't tell them exactly where you were going in the park to film. You said, well, I'm just going to go on every one of these things in Yellowstone and film. They would want you to get a ranger to go with you, and it's $50 an hour for that ranger to follow you around and make sure that you're taking pictures and film of the things that they approve you to take pictures of. I'm not making this up, people. This is absolute truth about it. All right, well let's look at an application real quick. Those other videos I've looked at, they never showed an application. So this is the first page of the application. They're black like this for some reason. Application of special use permit, commercial filming, and still photography. If you got a model like we talked about, shows here you got to put your tax ID number if you got one. You got to put your name, your address, your social security number, your date of birth, cell phone numbers, any telephone numbers, your office number, fax number, your email addresses, your project information has got to be the name of your project, how long you expect it to be. If and it goes on. You have to pretty much write out exactly like a script on what you're gonna have. You're gonna be doing. We're gonna be walking around Yellowstone, taking pictures of the various things. You got to put it. I'm gonna be at this one at this time, and this, and then this thing's like 4 pages long, 4 or 5 pages long. Here it is. Location, start time, finish time. You're gonna be out there. The interior time inside that particular area. Activities, setup you're gonna do. The numbers of your crew or cast, and one of the YouTubers said, well, what if I got kids out there with me and they're part of the videos? Are they considered crew or cast? Well, if they are, how many you got out there? And if you say you had 4 or 5 kids, then that would jump up on the level of the type of films you're taking, everything could increase in money wise. And if you go on down here, it's amazing what all they are going to require. Any type of federal, state, or uh, local agencies are involved in this. They want to know everything. Contacts. Uh, I think he even talks about having medical staff on premises with you when you're doing this stuff. Goes back to the third page. You can look, go over there for yourself and read some of this stuff. Privacy statements, notices here, paperwork, um, statements of all the different things. And you got to put in, and like they say, it's non-refundable. You bet if you have $150 fee and you submit this, and for one reason or another, they say, well, we just don't have enough rangers out here if we had to follow you around, we're just going to disapprove you. And this is a backside. You just need to write all down on what you need to do. And you know, fees, we went over those, but it can be crazy amount of stuff they want to do. And listen, their overall objective, I know what it is. Okay, I know what it is. It is to try to anybody that has these big crews, these big a motion picture, they want to be able to have enough people there and all this stuff that might affect it. Hey, I don't have a problem with any of that. But if I want to go to a state park, or not a state park, federal park, and you got to understand, I'm just not talking about Yellowstone. Everything that pretty much that has national in front of it that you're seeing out here, Gettysburg, Yellowstone, Yosemite, all you BLM land. If you stay out here on your BLM land anywhere, and after you get outside do you have to have a permit to film inside your RV? Would I be required if I was on BLM land to have a permit where I'm at? But if I walk out the door and film, oh, look at this great place we're staying on BLM land, boom, that qualifies right there because it's part of the federal land system. Somewhere like maybe one of the monuments up there where Lincoln's birthplace, the house, even on a national cemetery. You go up to Washington, D.C. If I'm walking around the Capitol, I'm not in anything. On the outside, filming the memorials out there, all of that has to have a permit according to what I'm reading. If I'm going over the mall up there in Washington, D.C., I got to have a permit. The World War II Memorial, it would be required a permit. It's very, very sad that these are all a part of the National Park Service. So, and they're all requirable of film permits. And, if a lot of people can't afford to travel, they don't have RVs, they can't afford to pay for all this stuff. And this may be the only way they're going to be able to see national parks and everything because they have YouTubers out there making YouTube videos sharing America. And this may be the only way they get to see them. But now I'm going to tell you here. I know a lot of you can think I'm crazy about all this, but there's a couple other people I want you to go out and check out. And I'm going to post some stuff at the end of the video that's when I get off of StreamYard here that has some other websites that you need people that are on YouTube that can explain this stuff a whole lot better than me, probably, and has a lot more avenues for you to
that we all pay taxes on to support anyway. As I'm making this video, that appealed ruling is again being appealed. But again, we're leaving it up to judges. And it's my belief that we should approach our senators and congressmen and get this codified into law, that small content creators or even An average person filming themselves at the Grand Canyon that they're going to upload to YouTube or to TikTok won't be subject to a multi-thousand-dollar fine from the National Park Service. The best way to do this, I believe, is a letter writing campaign to our U.S. representatives and senators. In the description below, I've included sample letters that you can modify, print off, or email to the appropriate elected officials in your state. I've also included in this download links to the websites for the National Park Service committees, both the House and the Senate. Feel free to use these letters in any way you see fit. Modify them into your own words, because I believe it's better if the letters don't all look and sound exactly the same. I provided these letters as a help and a starting point for you, because most people have never written to their U.S. senator or congressman and aren't quite sure how to go about it.
But what it amounts to is everybody listening to this, whether you're a YouTuber, if you're a YouTuber especially, or somebody does on TikTok, you need to contact your local senator in your state. I'm in Tennessee as my domicile now, so I contacted the man, I can't think of his name now, and I talked to Marshall Blackburn, and I've been in contact with Marshall Blackburn, senator there, 3 or 4 times, back and forth, and so I gave her a letter, a copy of a letter through the email. A lot of them, they won't let you just straight email them. So you have to go to their site and fill out some stuff. And in the message contact, I just went ahead and put a letter in there that I wrote. This is basically what I put here. And I basically said that I'm writing this to request my support for small content creators who film in the U.S. national parks. As someone who knows those who might be unable to travel, I know they find great enjoyment in watching others experience the beauty, majesty of these amazing places. Small content creators, such as those on YouTube, bring these national parks to life for people that are unable to visit them in person. Through their videos, they are able to experience the stunning scenery and wildlife of these lands. I am deeply grateful for their efforts. However, I am aware the current restrictions and permit requirements for filming in national parks, and I am concerned about the impact that these requirements may have on small content creators. These restrictions and fees limit their ability to produce content and in turn limit the opportunities for people to experience these amazing places through their videos. I believe that small content creators should be able to share their experiences and promote the beauty of these national parks without being subjected to permits and fees. They are providing a valuable service to those who are unable to travel, and they deserve to be supported and encouraged in their efforts. I kindly ask that you consider the impact of these restrictions on small content creators and work towards a solution that is fair and acceptable. I believe that by supporting the efforts of these creators, that we can help promote awareness of the national parks and inspire others to visit and appreciate them. And I basically put my email address, and I basically sent these to my congressman. And I know I've changed the lettering, the actual letter on the other male congressman, and I apologize to him for not putting his name in here, but I can't remember right now. But I wrote both of my senators and my local congressman from my district, and this is on the Washington level. But I think you need to make as many people aware of this, because it's basically going to kill content creating within the YouTube, because people just do not want to take the chance on getting a big fine. I don't want to take the chance. Go over and watch these YouTube channels. They explain it a lot better than I have here, and I've probably just been a total mix up. You're probably having trouble understanding me tonight, but I'll just tell you, and I'm making an excuse again. I've been sick and I'm on all kinds. I'm on steroids and Z-Pack and had some shots and all kinds of stuff. But at least I don't have COVID and I don't have flu, but it's some type of viral infection that's going around. So anyway, we hope to see you out there on the road. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel, click little a thumbs up or click little bell so you get more of our videos down the road. We are going to start traveling out of here the end of the month, headed down into Florida, across to Georgia. Hope to have some good video content for you. So stay with us. We appreciate it.